For today, it is to graph lines from point slope or standard form. Yesterday was y-intercept and standard. And don't forget not to have the phones out until the homework. And example number 1. We'll go back and review some standard stuff and have a couple of practice problems before we get to point slope. But on this one, your first step on this is to move that 4x over to the right and change the sign. When you do that, you should end up with something like this. Keep that minus 3y on the left, move the 4x over, make it negative 4x, and then divide everything by negative 3. When you do that, the y is now by itself. You have negative 4 over negative 3, and then minus 12 over negative 3. You have to simplify this. Negative over negative is positive, and again on the back side, negative over negative is positive. So you should end up with a positive 4/3 for your slope, and then plus 4 on the back end. Don't forget the number next to the x. 4/3 is the slope. That's up and over. And the back one is y-intercept. That's where you mark it off on the graph. So on the graph, there's the y-intercept 4, and the slope was 4 over 3. So you would have to go up 4 and to the right 3. Never go to the left. Always go to the right. And then connect up the dots, and that's your line. What do I do first on this one? Yeah, move the 5x over, so it becomes minus 5x on the right. What do I do after that?
Divide everything on the other side by negative 3.
Yeah, divide by negative 3. So we'll have negative 5 over negative 3x, and then minus 9 over negative 3. So I have to simplify that. We have double negatives again. So you should end up with y equals 5/3 x plus 3. That 5/3 is the slope, the 3 is the y-intercept. So there's the 3 on the y-axis. Go up 5 and then to the right 3. And then connect up this dot with this one. There's the line. The solution for this, move the 8x over, make it negative, and then divide everything by 5. Simplify the back end to minus 2. There's the y-intercept. You have to go down 8 and to the right 5, and then match them up. Alright, the solution for this one. You're going to move the 3x to the right, change the sign, divide everything by negative 4, and simplify the signs, 3x plus 4. Here is the y-intercept at a positive 4. The slope, you go up 3 and to the right 4, and then make the line. Example 3. This is the point slope form. Anytime you have a y plus or minus a number equal to the slope times the quantity x plus or minus a number, this is called point slope. And there's a way you figure out the information you need to graph. What you're looking for is the slope and a point that you can graph, and then use your slope off of that. First, that's the slope. The number in that spot is going to be the slope, so we have a half. Those numbers there are going to be your point, the 2 and the 6, but there's something you have to do to them before you can use them in the graph. Use the opposite of the numbers. So notice that it's minus 2 and plus 6. So instead of using minus 2 and plus 6, you're going to use positive 2 and negative 6. Do the opposite and take note of where they're at. Notice that the 2 is next to the y and the 6 is next to the x. So this is your x value. That's what goes first in the point. So you have negative 6, comma, 2. This is the y value on the left. So the 3 bits of information we needed, we have. We have the point, which is going to be negative 6, 2. Don't make the mistake of going to negative 6. And then the slope. There's your point. You graph the point, go back 6, up 2, just like it says to do. And then the slope was a half. Go up 1, to the right 2, and then draw the line. Example 4. That's in point slope form. Y plus 5 equals negative 2 times the quantity x minus 3. The negative 2 is the slope, so that means you would go down 2 to the right 1. And your point would be what? The point would be 3, negative 5. You use the opposite in each case. Now we have what we need to go graph. We have a slope of negative 2 and a point of 3, negative 5. There's the point 3, negative 5. The slope was negative 2, so you go down 2 to the right 1 and then draw the line. On this one you have a slope of a negative 3, which is the same as negative 3 over 1. Do the opposite of this one, opposite of that one. So you should have a point of 2, 3 and a slope of negative 3. Point of 2, 3 and a slope of negative 3. The point is 2, 3 there, and then the slope is down 3 and to the right 1. And I'll do my best to get this right the first time. It won't be very straight, but that's the best I can do with this app. The slope is negative 2, which is the same as negative 2 over 1. That means you go down 2 to the right 1, and the point is going to be negative 1, negative 3. Negative 1, negative 3 is here, and you go down 2 to the right 1, and let's see how straight I can make this without any kind of a ruler function. There we go. That should be it. Notice that it crosses close to negative 5. Should be close to negative 5, I believe.